I just had to give up. At that point, I was even thinking, God doesn't love me. I had to lie. The N to the A to the Y to the A. Welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite soft glam makeup artist, Naya Norkie. And guys, it's been a minute since I posted. What have you been up to? Let me know down in the comment section. In today's video, I'm going to have a bit of chit chat with you guys. Basically a life update while we create this gorgeous signature look which is suitable for an everyday glam. You should grab some chair or maybe some tea because I'm about to spill the real tea, things that I've been through and how I am in a right place right now. You don't want to miss on this. Let's get right into it. So where do I begin? First off, I'm going to apply this lip gloss because I need my lips to look a bit moisturized because they look crusty, just so we can get into the tea. I'll be using this primers. This is the Milk Hydro Grip primers, one of my OG primers. I've been using this for as long as I can remember. This gives me the dewy finish that I always want and it's good. I think they have dupes for this particular product. I think the elf one, and there's a Nigerian brand called Mismetics that does something like this and it's equally good, but this is the best. Then we have our mattifying primer. This is from Classic. I love this. This is just one of my favorite products too. I'm going to use this to mattify my T-zone since I'm oily skin girly and I want my makeup to come up flawless. One of my New Year resolutions for this year 2025 was to unpack any kind of baggage that I have had in for so long, and this is actually a life update, nothing too serious, but I'm just going to share with you guys my experience. In the University of Ghana, I had admission to the university as early as 2017, right after senior high school. I was basically going to the university because my friends were going and everybody was going, and because I've had the opportunity to go. I didn't drop out, but I just couldn't graduate. You can imagine how it felt seeing all my course mates graduate. And you know, I'm big on photos and celebrations and stuff like that. And mind you, I had planned so much for this day that, oh, my graduation, I'm going to chill, I'm going to do this, that, only for it to get there and nothing. It's really a tough decision for me because inside I was down there, but then I still had to put up a smiley face. Even during NSS, I was still writing my research, kept trying and trying, but it was just not working for me. I just had to give up, and you can imagine I got so depressed. This is me putting the I am a failure mentality in my head. And people that had advice for you were just giving you their two-piece unsolicited advice. You can just imagine it was hell. You know, at that point I was even thinking, God doesn't love me, oh. God wants to disgrace me. But that wasn't it. For my brows, I'm using this brow pencil from Miss Loretta in the shade brown. As I was saying, it really took me to a dark place. I was quite depressed and it was one of the hardest things, or one of the hardest experiences I had to go through. It just felt like everything was crashing down and I just didn't know how to pick up myself, because just imagine like the shame, the guilt. When people ask, you're graduating, I had to lie. I had to lie to people that, this, it was just my close friends that knew what was really the issue. Besides, I was ashamed. I was totally ashamed. You know, this talking and doing my brows thing is going to be very difficult. So you know what we are going to do? I'm going to do my brows off camera, and when I come back, we'll just continue with it. See? To conceal my brows, I use this concealer palette from Miss Loretta Cosmetics. It has 5 different shades. You can see I have gone into most of it, all of it. And these 2 shades are my shades. For the tools, I use this Evita Joseph angled brow brush and this color box CB7 to blend the concealer basically. So my brows are done. Now we can continue the tea. During this period, I just needed something to escape all the negativity and just had to look into my hobby, because I was already into makeup artistry whilst I was in school. Did it for jobs and stuff like that. But then I dived more into beauty content creation when I was in this phase of my life, and trust me, it was like my escape. It was more therapeutic. Anytime I got sad or I started thinking or anything like that, I just pull my camera in front of me, pull my mirrors, my makeup product, and start doing my makeup, reassuring myself that everything is going to be fine. So for foundation, I'm still going into my always ever favorite. This is the L'Oreal Infallible in the shade 535 Espresso. I don't use any other foundation apart from this particular foundation. So if you do watch my content, you would know back to back this has always been my foundation for the longest time. And I'm going to apply my foundation with the CB20. Don't mind the fact that my tools look dirty. I use it on myself and myself alone, and I know it's not good to keep your brushes dirty. Please wash your brushes, don't be like me. I'm applying my foundation with my CB20, so I'm just going to dab the foundation on my face. I'm not going to drag it, soak in my skin. Bring it to your neck, your jawline, not like your full neck, but just bring it down to your jawline. Me personally, I do not bring the foundation down to my under eye. I leave that for concealer only. So I just blend around my face and make sure everything is seamless and flawless. I really wanted to create and build something. You know, that was when I started thinking maybe this could be something bigger. That was when YouTube came into the picture. I started, and when I started my YouTube, I wanted it to be more of like me doing makeup on models, just to, you know, promote my makeup business. I posted a couple videos and the feedback was great. Now it was a matter of consistency. I was really struggling, and even to date I still struggle with consistency. I have so much energy when I start something, then I get to a phase I just get tired. Okay, now let's talk about another thing, my unexpected breakup at the same time. Crazy, right? But then before that, let's get into my concealer. I'm going to apply my concealers and show you guys the concealers I'll be using these 3 concealers. This is the L Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Chestnut. This is my Neutrogena concealer, and this is my Morphe in the shade C3.55. I'm going to use this to brighten my under eye, but these concealers are almost like my skin tones. So we are going to do a little tea break, and yeah, tea on tea. And then now my concealers with my Rosé Beauty Blender. So I was in a relationship that I was confident in at the time, and wow, it just ended unexpectedly out of the blues. You know, I'll spare you guys the details, but it was one that really took a toll on me, because I was pretty hurt, because I'm in a time that I needed my piercing, and my piercing vermouth. That is, men will show you pepe. I was just not prepared for it. It was one of those moments where you thought everything was perfect until it wasn't. I tried my best to reconcile, but then I think everything happened for the best. I'm blending out my concealers, and besides, when I put on my concealer, I waited for some few minutes just so my concealer would be able to blend into my skin seamlessly. I'm still using the tapping motion. I'm just tapping in, making sure everything is blended. Honestly, the breakup really shook me, but audacious, I was still standing on my feet tall, and I was just like, we move. I'm out of here. But wait, it wasn't that Odeshi like that, like Odeshi, but I cry small. It left me a bit emotional, and for some time I was just not interested in anything that had to do with relationship. I just lost interest, you know, because come on, this person did this to me. What shows that no one else can do that to me? This is way lighter because I'm using it to highlight my inner corners for a more brighter under eye look. So I'm just going in tapping motions, still right under my eye, then I move it a little bit to the center of my under eye, so I'm not going all the way. I'm going to do a bit of cream contour, and I'm using the L'Oreal True Match in the shade C11. I'm just going to define my face a bit. No dragging, no sweeping, just tap it upwards to your temple. I was going through it, combined with everything that I was going through. I'm just going to contour my nose a bit, and I'm using the Colorbox CB9 brush. From the inner corner of my eyelid, then I drag it down to the bridge of my nose. And while dragging it down to the bridge of my nose, I just make sure that I close the bridge. I make an illusion of a small gap in here. And I'll just blend with my beauty blender. And you know what? It wasn't just my, relationships with my romantic partner or ex that was going south, but also friendship. This matter, the betrayal, the backbiting, the gossip, the jealousy. It was just a lot. It was just too much. You think you have a friend, you think you have an insider person, yet the person is just in here to leech. Is it leech on you or leech on you? Okay, leech on you. I just started noticing who was really here for me and who wasn't. It was just like a Shronipa face, I did my blush off camera. I don't know if you guys could see it, but I used this blush from Tehila Cosmetics. The Rosy Cheeks is called Oh My. People I thought I could trust and rely on was just not it, and it was one hard truth for me to face. But at the same time, I was grateful because it pushed me into a space where I had to reevaluate people I wanted to be around, remove myself from any toxic energy. It did me so much good. I started to focus on myself and love myself more. To set my face, I'm using the Laura Mercier in the shade Translucent. I'm just going to pick a tiny bit, buff it off on my skin, and just set my under eye. At this time was when I started to feel a change in me. Prior to all this, I wasn't going to church, and I started to pray, to fast, try to get close to God more. I felt some peace and calmness. But let me tell you what, it wasn't immediate, trust me. It took so much time, but slowly everything started to make sense. I started feeling happy. I started feeling more joyous. I just became a bubbly person. I was no longer this sad girl thinking about the fact that she failed and she couldn't graduate from school. I started connecting with God, and it gave me the strength to let go of all the past resentments I had built over years. To set my whole face, I'm using my MAC Studio Fix in the shade NW45, and this is a brush from Vicabel NK38. Once I let go of the past, I started trusting in God more, that He has something much bigger and better for me. It was when I knew I was capable of a lot more, and all I needed at this point was patience. We are going to bronze my face, and I'm using this from Juvia's Place in the shade Dark. Using this shade here. I just love to bronze my face regardless. I just feels like when you bronze your face, it ties your makeup together, brings in a bit more color to your face. I'm going to use the same bronzer to contour my nose, but I'm going to use the shade rather because I wouldn't want my nose contour to be harsh. Moving on to the eyeshadow, we are going to use the Melanin Gilded Terra palette. I'm just going to dive into this brown shade here called Branch Out. There comes the moment where I decide to start all over. Before turning age 25, I just had to sit down and ask myself certain questions, how things were going with me and exactly how I wanted my life to pan out. While I was doing that self-evaluation, I just decided to go back to school. And yay! I got admission to the University of Media, Arts and Communications, UniMac, formerly known as GIGGIL and NAFTI. And I'm really excited for this journey, and I thank God for how far He has brought me. I didn't give up with all the things I went through. I still had this zeal and I persevered. Before I apply whatever color I want to put on my lid, I'm going to use this NYX Jumbo pencil. I'm using it as a primer. Going into this Wet n Wild palette, it's called Call Me Sunshine. Going into this shade here, this nude shade here. I'm going back into my brush with my Juvia's Place and out the edges. I went on to apply my eyeliner off camera because, you know, doing your eyeliner, you really need precision to get it done perfectly. And you know what, I believe I'm in a very calm, better place mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the least. I'm very open to new possibilities, what is to come. Hold on, I mean, what is to come in future. I'm using this from Mirac. This is their coal liner or eyeliner pencil. I'm too young to feel like I have failed in life, so I'm giving myself a start over, fresh page, new me, new year. I'm setting my face with no other than Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I don't have to blab about this one because you already know. If you watch my content, you know how I feel about this product right here. That's how generously I spray my face. I have to make sure everything is melted down and is giving skin. I'm going to apply a powder blush, and this is from e.l.f. in the shade Dark. I'm going in with this shade right here. Moving on to my lips, I'm always going to create my signature nude combo, and I'm going in with a deep brown lip liner first. I personally like to overline my lips a bit. Then I go in with a lighter brown. This is NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Abu Dhabi. I'm just going over with my brown. Honestly, this doesn't look bad, but then who is Naya Norkie without a glossy lip? Of course, I have to put my gloss on it. I beg you. You see what I'm saying? It just elevated the look from a 10 to 10,000. If you're watching this and you're going through a similar situation, trust me, you're not alone. You know, life has a funny ways of throwing curveballs. It's not about how you fall, But the most important part is how you rise up. You don't have to wait till somebody helps you rise up, but you have to rise up on your own and make that tough decisions you were always afraid to make. And there we have it, guys. This is the final look. I really love how this look turned out. And one thing too that I enjoyed most is having this chit chat session with you guys. As usual, if you stay to this point of the video, you have all my love. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little life update video. Please share, comment down, and like this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I love you all so much. Bye. See you in my next one.